Welcome to the Maule Garage Wine Company. I'm Derek, one of 4 partners. The only one here today. The other 3 are shirking work. This is the Maule Valley, but this is more importantly the Secano Interior, or dry farmed interior, which is the historic cradle of viticulture in Chile, where the wine in your Spring Explorer box of Tanglewood comes from. Pais 215 BC Ferment. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you 2 clips that we have of a little bit of kind of the formation of the company, or where we come from through the years and why it's Garage Wine Company. And then we'll break. Maybe I'll saludar again from the fields here, from the vineyards here. And then we'll show a short clip about the making of the wine in your box. Cheers from Trujillo. Garage today has many moving pieces, but in a nutshell, we revive old vineyards, practice regenerative farming, and make wines naturally. Contrary to what people think, old vines don't make good wine because they're old. They're old because they make good wines. We practice regenerative farming because healthier fruit makes for tastier fruit, and a tastier fruit makes tastier wine. Over time, a healthier vineyard makes for a healthier community and planet. When we began 20 years ago in our garage, a little cellar, pushing for a space and a voice for small wine in Chile, growers did not want to sell so little fruit. Glass makers did not want to deliver so few bottles. Ditto for corks, capsules. Printers, they weren't the slightest bit interested in printing so few labels. The wine trade had been built around the big. So we adopted recycled bottles, learned to silk screen them, and used crayon wax for capsules. After early frustrations with mainstream growers, we went south to the Maule, where there were smaller growers and family farms. We even designed and welded our own lagars from upcycled scraps of stainless steel when they wouldn't take our order for tanks. We survived and thrived adopting workarounds by the seat of our pants, workarounds that we later realized were more sustainable. You could say necessity was the mother of our sustainability. Today, we farm 31 hectares in total. 17 are rented long-term. These are in 16 different small sites from Linares to Empedral, with 2 further south in Itata. And we have 2 in the Maipo that are grandfathered from our earliest days. In the cellar, we still ferment in small batch lagars, open top fermenters. We don't punch down to extract as much as we used to, preferring to include stems and whole clusters and our own 2 feet. We look for structure without extraction, with just the right tension. We continually experiment with multiple picking days, comparing smaller blocks within the parcels, percentages of stems reintroduced. Afterwards, we rack hundreds of barrels individually so we can taste the permutations of our experiments blind, barrel by barrel, individually, over almost 2 years of élevage. We think concrete eggs and amphora, tinajas we say here, are wonderful elements, but the vessel does not the wine make. Above all, we respect the fruit, the year, and the origin, parcel by parcel. Enjoy, and thank you for the interest in our garage. And now, a little more about Pais, our 215 BC ferment. Enjoy, and cheers from the Maule. Pais 215 BC ferment. Good dash of history in this bottle. Pais grapes came across the Americas as raisins. Board Spanish galleons were planted from seed in the early 1500s. The ships came into the Spanish protectorate through Concepcion, Itata today, but this area was still fraught with skirmishes with the indigenous, so many pioneers chose to settle a little further north in the Maule. It was a frontier to be settled, and just like in other parts of the world, there was homesteading, where the farmer was obliged to farm the land and build a home, but here in Chile also required to produce wine for Catholic Mass, so the missions could continue their work saving souls further south. The earliest documented Pais production we've found is in the town of Portezuelo, the year 1548. To put this in perspective, it would not be for more than 2 centuries after, in 1763, when Cabernet Sauvignon would be documented for the first time in southwest France, i.e., Pais in Chile began 215 years before Cabernet existed, hence the label 215 BC Ferment. Pais is perhaps one of the most resilient fine winemaking grapes to grow anywhere. It's persevered on the hillsides of the Secano for 5 centuries. It's warmed feet and raised spirits, beyond its role in Catholic Mass, because of the farming skills passed down from generation to generation. Over the past few years, some producers have chosen to adapt Pais to make a Gamay Nouveau kind of wine for drinking in a bathing suit. But here in our neighborhood, we like it with a medium body and a rounder style that works well both at table or around a barbecue. Over the years, Garage has developed a team of hands that live in the hamlets of Puico and Sausal. With them, elbow to elbow, we manage cover crops, prune, do canopy management, cultivate the earth, and harvest the fruit. We cut fruit from various of these families' farms to make this Pais. We try and spread the sourcing to get more families working in revival efforts of regenerative farming to reinvigorate neglected vineyards so they may give sustenance to these families in neighborhoods somewhat disconnected or forgotten by modern times. The vines are too far from paved roads, or the vineyards too small to fill a truck, so they're simply overlooked. Pais is a lighter to medium-bodied wine. Here in Chile, we would drink it early in a long lunch. Enjoy it with pizza, grilled sausage, or in winter perhaps with stews or savory pies.